Hello and welcome to another VRChat tutorial on Avatars 3.0. Now that this is out of beta, I figured I would redo a couple of my videos to show how things are currently done, as they've changed a few things. So I'm going to start at the very beginning and kind of do a walkthrough of how you would get an Avatars 2.0 avatar into 3.0 and set up and uploaded for use. There's quite a bit has changed, and a lot of the previous stuff doesn't work anymore. So it's kind of a bit to get into, but hopefully these videos will help out. So the first thing we want to do is open up Unity, and we're still using the 2018.4.20 F1. They have not changed the Unity version, but you do need a new project. So do not use your old existing project. Just start a new one, and we're going to call this Avatars 3.0. All right, so you choose your location, pick your title, click Create Project, and this takes a few minutes, so I'm going to pause here and skip ahead. And once that's done, then you have your window here, and the first thing you'll want to do is drag in your SDK for the Avatar 3.0. If you're not sure where to get it, basically go to the VRChat homepage, log in, and go to downloads. And here you will have the client downloads as well as the SDK. And you want the one on the right here that says SDK 3 avatars. Do not confuse this with the world's SDK. That is not the one you want, and it will not work. You must have the avatar version. So you click that, download it, and then from your download location, just drag it into Unity and click import, and then wait for that to be done. All right, and after your SDK is installed, this would be the time to install Dynamic Bones if you have it, or if you need it for your model. I recommend not installing any extra scripts or shaders or anything like that if they're not specifically compatible with 3.0. Most of them are not. Shaders you're probably pretty safe with for the most part, but a lot of other scripts and stuff are not only not needed anymore for most things, but also will just cause errors and not work right. And then from here, you just import your model, and that will probably take me a few minutes, so I'm going to skip ahead once more. All right, now that I've got everything installed, as usual, you pick your model or prefab, drag it in. Now you'll notice on the right here, there's a missing script. This, at the root of the model, is most likely the old, because this was made for 2.0, this is the old avatar descriptor, which no longer works. So click on the little gear icon, remove component. I also remove pipeline manager just to be sure, and then add component, VRC avatar descriptor, and it will put the new version in here. One other thing that you need to get rid of from 2.0 is normally there's an override controller, and your avatar will not work if there is a controller in here. Your existing overrides will not work. So clear that out, and then go through all of these little sections and set everything up. The first one is the view position, where's this little gray ball up here. And one of the new features in 3.0 is you can click edit and just drag it to where you want it, instead of having to type in a bunch of numbers and guess. You can now drag the arrows around until you get the spot you want. I usually put mine right between the eyes, about halfway in the head. Seems to work. Then you click the green button to save it. For lip sync, you can choose your mode. This is something new in 3.0 as well, where you can actually use jawbones. Most 2.0 avatars are already set to use the Visine blend shapes, and so that's, if your avatar is set up that way, then that's the way you want to pick. And then it wants the mesh that the face is on, which again in 2.0 most of them are on the body. So you put that in there, make sure all these are lined up correctly, which they should be if it was all set up for 2.0. Eye look, click enable. Now the eyes work a little bit differently now. You need to actually choose your eye bones in order to allow the game to move your eyes. Should be fairly simple. Hopefully you know which eye bones there are. Some models like this one have eye.L and also a left eye. I'm not sure exactly what this model uses each one for, but I do know that these work. And you can use the previews to move the eyes around, make sure they work, and just make sure you reset them. And once that works, you can choose your eyelids. Again, most avatars, the eyelid mesh is going to be the same as your Visines, unless you've set it up to have bones, and then you can choose that. One thing that has changed is there's no longer a left blink and right blink. So you need a blink blend shape that does both. Scroll down on mine for that. As you can see, when you preview, it makes her blink. Now, looking up and looking down are special blend shapes that move the eyelids the way it would normally move if somebody was looking up or looking down. This model does not have those, so I just selected none. As a note, because it comes up in Discord a lot, the eye movements up here, calm, excited, or shy versus confident, these are sliders that determine how your eyes behave in the game. For example, the calm versus excited is how often you blink automatically in the game, because the game will now automatically make you blink instead of having to have a script set up for that or an animation set up for that. And calm is less frequent blinking. Excited is more frequent blinking. I haven't really played with it too much to see how big the difference is, but that's something you can play with if you care. Shy versus confident is eye contact, how the game will automatically use your eyes to look at another avatar. Shy is less eye contact. You won't look directly at people very much or for very long. Confident, you'll have more eye contact directly looking at somebody that's near you. Again, just something you'll play with to figure out what settings you want specifically. After the eye look, then there's the playable layers, which are basically customizing your animations and whatnot. We'll get to that in a following video, as well as expressions. I'm not sure why they used the word expressions here, because this is actually the action menu. The new menu that's in 3.0 is called an action menu, but in Unity, for some reason, they call it expressions, and this is where you define your custom menus. Again, I'm going to go over that in a future video, so do be sure to subscribe and keep a lookout for that. I should be uploading that in the next couple days. So at this point, it's pretty much set up. You can upload this directly to VRChat, and just like in 2.0, you use the VRChat SDK, show your control panel, and once that pops up, go to Builder, and click Build and Publish for Windows. There's also a new button that says Build and Test. This will, instead of uploading the avatar, it will allow you to test it more locally. It's still in the game, but you don't have to upload it every time in order to actually test it. And this saves quite a bit of time for most people, especially if you have really slow internet or something like that. And you just hit that, upload, test your avatar, make sure everything works, and then continue tweaking things. Come back for the next video, show you how to make some custom menus and stuff, and you'll have a good avatar to work with.